evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone that's liked and followed this page. In just a few days, it's been incredible. The support is amazing. We can't thank you enough. It's so invigorating, it really is, and it makes the hard work worthwhile, to be honest with you. So basically, just want to thank you all for liking and following the group. And I think because there's not a lot of information on you, it's about time now we addressed you and got the new people up to speed a bit. So a lot of you know that a lot of our founder members are involved in a campaign, Education Our Way, and that is against the mandatory element of the RSE, and it's for a number of reasons. But I don't want to go into that now, okay? I just want to put that to one side, because obviously that's the campaign we're pushing. I want to introduce you to Public Child Protection Wales. A little bit of background information. Public Child Protection Wales has been developed because individually we support families anyway. We support families from all walks of life. We get involved with the prison service and offender services, education, care systems, social services, family courts, additional needs, policy and practice, and children's rights. So we do a lot of work anyway, individually, like I said, supporting people, trying to advocate for people and bring out their confidence, really, and translating the formalities of society, because we're all vulnerable to the system. We might not think we are, but when we are faced with it, we are vulnerable to it because we're not taught about it. And on that point there, there's things like, there's a lot of stuff out there that we should have access to, a lot of information we should have access to, and we haven't got it unless we got access to the internet. We know how to search and we know what we're looking for, which isn't always easy, So that's the kind of things that we work against and that we'd like to improve. So obviously now with this education campaign as well, we're looking at actually what goes on in the country, and this workload is incredible. It really is incredible. And it's getting near to impossible now to help and advise people. It's difficult and it's time consuming. So this is why we've come together as a collective. We recognise these issues now are not isolated incidents. They are widespread. So what that tells us is our policy makers are out of touch with reality. So this is why we need to come forward now and we need to bridge that gap, right? Whatever way it takes. So we're not just campaigning against things saying we don't want this, we don't want that, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to work on solutions and bridging the gap between the formalities and the everyday people, all right? We need to come together now as a collective. We got devolution of powers in our care services and education and health, and it's about time now we worked on those services to get the best that we can, right? What we find is there's a lot of wastage of money in this country. There's a lot of cuts to services, but there shouldn't be. There's money thrown at problems as well, when really we should be looking at the root of that problem and working on that, cost-effective but positive ways of moving forward. So these are the official aims of Public Child Protection Wales. We're going to promote a high standard of safeguarding to the children of Wales, raise awareness of exploitation and abuse. We're going to campaign to ensure a wholesome approach to all aspects of education, ensuring parental and carer involvement remains at the heart of all developments. We're going to challenge the Welsh Government and local authority policies which fail to safeguard. We will fight for compulsory sexual safeguarding of children and compulsory in-depth CSA, CSE and HSB training for all working with children and vulnerable people. CSA is child sex abuse, CSE is child sexual exploitation, and HSB is harmful sexual behaviour. That's a hidden crime and it goes undetected for many, many years, and it doesn't come out until the damage is done. And to be honest with you, nothing ever changes. So that's something we really need to work on there now, guys, right? We need to be there. We need to put these things in place now. We need to have avenues of disclosure, all right? We need to put more things in place for these children, okay? Everybody needs to be aware of what's going on. And we're going to promote safer families and services. So that's part of the safeguarding as well. We're going to fight for additional investment into children and young people services. And we're going to give the children and people of Wales a voice, okay? So that's very important. Like I said, we think the policy makers are out of touch with the real people. And yes, they are, Okay, so those are things that we're going to be looking into. Obviously Rome wasn't built in a day. We can't solve everything. We can't solve everyone's problems, but we're going to try. Okay, we're going to try and target these widespread issues now, these issues that we're not aware of what's going on in the next county as well, right? These issues that's not isolated issues. Okay, there's a lot of failings in our services, and it's having a detrimental impact on our children. And we are seeing that result then as they come into adults, all right? Now we need, you can't fix a broken adult, okay? But we can protect the child. So this is how we invest in the future, guys, right? Just by investing in the children. And that's what we feel passionate about now. And that's what we need to work on together. And obviously we can't do it without your support. So I just want to say once again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for liking, following and sharing, okay? Together, guys, we can make a better, safer Wales.